What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Sins of Sinister with Immoral X-Men issue number 2. This will be part 6 of the Sins of Sinister event. And as we jump into the second phase, we are jumping 100 years into the future. An entire century has passed. Mr. Sinister has gained control over all of mutant kind using the clones of Moira. But with this gain of control, he quickly lost that control. That is because his Moira engine had been stolen. This is stranding him in this timeline of his own making. And while he has been doing everything that the Sinister Quiet Council is asking, he has been secretly trying to recover his Moira clones and reset this timeline. And though he has been searching for his laboratory, he has spent decades looking for it, and he is still yet to find it. And it is only a matter of time before the Quiet Council of Sinisters finally decides to dispatch Nathaniel. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up at the edge of the Pax. The remains of the Compact are making another stand. The galactic empires have slowly been falling to the will of mutant kind. They have fortress solar systems, millennia of weapon production lined up and pointed directly at the mutants. This is definitely a well-defended system. But the good news, there is nothing in this system that mutant kind needs. That means they can go straight scorched earth on every single planet. Leading this armada, we have none other than Exodus and Hope. Even with their vast numbers, even having them pinned up, mutant kind is still not able to see anything far into the sector. The Supreme Intelligence is blocking the sector from far viewing. This means they cannot deploy what they call L-bombs. But we have Hope calling out to her entire fleet, asking them who they believe in. The words burst out of the speakers. The word most feared across the entire galaxy is hope. And even being imbued with this amount of power, this unfeathered belief setting her veins aflame, she doesn't have to do these battles alone because she has Exodus by her side. Everyone believes in Exodus because he believes in hope. This is the dynamic duo of the cosmos. Making their way to the planet's surface, they are able to see exactly where they need to drop these bombs. Opening up a portal, they get out of here and they prepare to drop them. With Hope imagining crosshairs over each planet, we see them one by one begin to erupt. The L-bombs are 4-gift chimera, unstable, so they are stored in Tempest status until they are able to be deployed. Having Lila's gift being able to teleport anywhere they have been in the universe. When they get the psychic imprint from Hope, they have the destination. The L-bomb arrives and the other 3 gene payloads, that is when they kick in. We have Firestar plus Leland plus Micromax. Nuclear fission plus increasing mass plus increasing scales equals a planet splinter. With this system being absolutely decimated, we are taken over to the Arbor. What we have are the many pieces of Hope inside of this vat. The only reason that she can be off on the front lines is because of this right here. Chunks of Hope that are floating around in a big tank back home. Now, we have gone over the fact that Hope isn't one that clones very easily. They have one of her at a time, but the discarded pieces can synchronize with the duplicates of her old crew. This keeps the resurrection industrial complex ticking over. But the resurrection process isn't that important now that they have cloning. But the clones aren't OG Krakoa, that they are just a superior method. And if Hope is being honest with herself, she is happy that she no longer has to stay behind and chant to bring people back. She is meant to be holy and do war. By definition, any war that she does is a holy war. And now that the war has nearly been won, that means they need to start thinking about finding a new war, finding a new way to expand their empire. To do this, they are going to use the Marauder. Inside of this, they have huge Shaw batteries. They have Eunice glands and a Tempest magic drive. Imagine this like the Starship Enterprise. It is meant to go out there, find new worlds, strange civilizations, but their intention is to annihilate them. Now that the Marauder has been fully upgraded, all it needs is its captain. The crew is ready, and this captain is going to come from Nathaniel. That's what picks us up in one of Sinister's labs. The first thing that he shows them is the crew. These are Mystique Grey Crows. But this isn't his prized possession. This isn't the prize creation. This is where he introduces Rasputin IV. This is the latest generation of chimera. Rasputin IV is stable with 5 genes, something that has proved nearly impossible. Most 5s just detonate before you can even throw them into a Tempest Vault, having Colossus and Kitty Pryde be the ones to stabilize everything. Just a little bit of Eunice to be able to bring up the force fields. A little bit of X-23 for aggression and survivability. But then there is the really good one. He was able to manage to get an actual Omega telepath gene inside of this. Now they know the problems when it comes to Jean Grey, but when it comes to Kid Omega, that is much more malleable. And to top it all off, the equipment that she uses is a soul sword, a weapon that can attack while you are remaining intangible. Obviously has its benefits, and Sinister has trained her for the cause. When all is conquered, all will be at peace. They needed a hero in the captain role. She is a powerhouse. Sinister even says that they need to make sure that she doesn't go and backstab the council when she's off on her own. And this is when Hope goes ahead and asks the question, can you do 6 genes? And Sinister says that that is not possible. 5 is as far as they can go. With Sinister and his new creation leaving the room, the rest of the council have come to the conclusion that Nathaniel is no longer a necessity. He has done everything to his fullest extent. Nobody can create better chimera than him, and he cannot create better chimera than what he has just created, which means his purpose is over. After a century, it is time to take the old man out. And of course, Sinister already knows this. He already knows that this is just on the horizon. As he goes into his room, this is where he sees a book with a heart on it. This book is locked by magic. This is where we see Mother Righteous in the room, letting him know that he won't be able to get that open without the key. When he goes to ask who this is, she says that all the answers you are looking for are in the book. She tells him that if you want the key, the only thing you need to do is say thank you. And so of course he says thank you, and she hands it right over. This book divulges everything that we have already learned, that there are 4 different Sinisters, Mother Righteous being one of them. It goes to say that once upon a time there was a man called Nathaniel Exis. He saw that eventually machines with big brains would destroy all of them because they are good at thinking. He died but left behind 4 clones. Each of the clones would explore one route to the best machines, all of them heading out on different roads with the same destination. To survive the machines, they have to escape the machines. If they become a dominion outside of time and space, they cannot be touched. Coming to the realization that Mother Righteous is also one of the Sinisters. He doesn't really care because he still believes that he is the real one. The Sinister was born of the diamond via Apocalypse. He remembers this. But what if she is saying is true? This is all a race. It has always been a race. But he knows that this changes everything. He knows that he can use this information, but he needs his Moiras to really utilize it. And he needs to do this before the council crushes him. taking us over to Hope and Exodus. They agreed to move on Sinister once they had taken out some of the pirate worlds. And so Hope does what she does, calling out to the crew asking who is best. They all cry out Hope, making their way down to the planet's surface. They witnessed and message sent as they get ready to take off. This is where Hope's powers are cut off, because Exodus is far enough away that she cannot duplicate his power. Exodus is letting her know that he is not with her, that she is just a girl with a gun, that she is no more use to the church or to the council. And Messiah's purpose is to inspire the church, to pray that one day that Messiah may return. The fact that they have the Messiah with them, it makes it very, very hard to have faith. It makes true faith impossible. Exodus reminds her that she is more useful dead than alive, and so he leaves her on this planet by herself. Now, lucky thing for Hope is she upgraded herself, taking a lot of her father's technology and utilizing it to the fullest extent. She is a walking, talking arsenal even without her powers. But even with all this weaponry and technology, she knows that she is going down. And in her last moments, there is one thing of comfort. She may be the first of the council to be taken out, but she knows that she will not be the last. That's what takes us to Sinister and Rasputin IV. He is giving her one last gene treatment. This treatment gets rid of the Sinister gene, the diamond being removed from her forehead. She is truly free, and Sinister goes on to say that Krakoa was a paradise, one that he destroyed. What we are seeing is Sinister plead to his hero, letting her know that he messed up, he created this strain. He infected all of them, and it turned them all into these monsters. He has been trapped in their service ever since. But there is a way back, a device that he had lost. What he wants is for her to find it. If they do, he can purge the strain, and they can have all of it back. He raised her to be good. As the universe needs a light, she is the hero in the blighted world. She alone is free, alone to save them all. He is asking her to save them from his sins. That is what takes us to the command deck of the Marauder. Her and Sinister getting on board, she says to launch immediately. Taking off from the landing dock, she launches 2 torpedoes. It detonates this little space station that is connected to this planet. They put full power into the engines and they head off into space. And to save the universe, they must find the lost treasure and undo all of this. He believes that this mission may take 5 years, that it surely couldn't last any longer than that. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. It's funny, Sinister at the end there, he says that it should only take about 5 years. But the next Immoral X-Men is going to jump us 900 years into the future, which means his search is taking much longer than previously believed. But what Sinister did here was absolutely beautiful. He knew that eventually the Quiet Council was going to come for him. Once he perfected his 5-gene chimera, he inscripted her into his own personal army. He raised her to be a hero, to be the best of what mutant kind has to offer. And so she thinks that she is going on a truly noble mission. And in a sense, she technically is, because it will restart the entire timeline. Of course, Sinister has other plans. He wants to restart it so that he can take all of his information and he can go back and try again and do it the right way. Do it his way. Of course, Rasputin IV isn't aware of any of his transgressions, isn't aware of the weapon he says that they are going after. She just knows that there is a mission to save the universe, and as a hero, it is her responsibility to find it and utilize it. And the Hope and Exodus part of this story was phenomenal. Now, we don't know if Hope actually died on this planet. We are assuming that she died, but we didn't actually see her death. But what is happening is the Sinisters are all turning on one another. Hope was the first one to be turned against. Nathaniel, he escaped before they decided to turn on him. But when we return in 900 years, what members of the council are going to be left standing? My thoughts is Emma Frost. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with this series, do me a favor, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers. From $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.